Alarielle the Everqueen, goddess of incredible power and life magic, was recently reborn. The new form gave her strength and determination that none of her previous reincarnation had ever quite matched. Having returned to the forefront of war, she witnessed Ghyran being infested by the poisonous psychedelic mushroom spores.
What is all this filth? How this filth? How worthless, disgusting creatures casting my land. Since I am the guardian of this realm.
Alarielle advances forward to cleanse her realm from the countless hordes of Grots, led by the leader none other than Skagrott the Looking, treacherous and devious creature who has power to command the bad moon. The ground shudders beneath the tread of Alarielle's giant beetle as she leads the Sylvaneth charge. Goddess of life burns with fierce needs for vengeance, and her enemies would do well to run.
Or will they?
Hello everyone, my name is Yuri,
Levan?
and welcome to the BulldogHammer and our weekly battle reports. Before we proceed further, we'd like to thank everyone for their valuable feedback that will allow to make this channel better and more entertaining. A special shout out to the two Warhammer legends, AOS Coach and Guerrilla Miniature Games, for their feedback. If you haven't yet, make sure that you subscribe to their channel. Link in the description below.
On the other hand, guess what, Yuri?
What?
Now we have a Twitter account where you can follow all the newest events, news, and painting progress.
Amazing, and how do I find the channel?
Again, description below.
Wonderful. Make sure you also follow our Twitter account. And now, without further ado, let's talk about the armies and the battle plan for today's game.
Let's go.
Levan, I see you brought the new army today. Tell me more about your army.
So Yuri, I'm bringing nasty Gloomspite Gitz. The reason is, I believe it's the most charismatic army in the game. Unfortunately, it's a little bit forgotten, but I believe it has lots of character. Pros, I would say it's a horde army. Lots of cool magic, lots of damage. Buffs, did I say about buffs?
You have not.
Buffs, lots of cool buffs. Downside, bad saves, usually on 5+, and bravery, and again, bravery is big minus for this army. What about your army? What's good?
So I'm bringing Sylvaneth. First of all, the aesthetics of the army. I think this is one of the, better looking army in the entire game. Look at Dorthu, Cornet Hunters, Drycha, and of course, the Alarielle herself. I think it's a very, very balanced army. There is a lot of strategy involved around this army, and it's very customizable depending on the glade that you pick. If you want to have more punching choice, you go with either Dreadwood or Winterleaf. If you want to have a more magic choice, which I'm bringing today, you'll pick the Gnarlut. So without further ado, let's talk about our armies in more detail.
Let's go.
Today I'm bringing the Gnarlut Glade that gives all my units the ability to reroll hit rolls of 1 while they are wholly within 12 of the wizard. By using the command point, I get 6+, feel no pain. I'm bringing 3 battle lines, 1 unit of 30 Dreads, which are great in holding the objectives. They're also getting -1 to hit against them while they're wholly within 6 of the Awakening Wildwoods. I'm bringing a unit of 5 Spy Drafts that give -1 bravery to the enemy units. Also a unit of 3 refs that are great in teleporting and grabbing the objectives. A unit of Cornet Hunters with great swords. They hit hard, just a great unit in holding the objectives and dealing damage. Dorthu with his sword that deals 6 damage flat. For my general, it's going to be the Branch Wraith. Branch Wraith has the ability to it's actually her spell to bring 10 Dreads every hero phase. She also has the artifact where she can roll 3 dice instead of 2 dice and pick the best 2 for the result of her spell. Drycha has a spell, Regrowth, that heals the 6 mortal wounds. And obviously, my favorite model in the game, Alarielle the Everqueen. She's a 3-spell caster. Her spell is Thorn on Vines that gives her +1 to cast every turn, which stacks. I love her spell Metamorphosis that deals mortal wounds on 6+, together with the Thorn on Vines and the Endless spell portal that I'm bringing. I hope to snipe my enemy's heroes. So we'll see. That's my army. And now I pass it to Levan.
And my Gloomspite Gitz army, as terrain feature, I have a Moon Shrine, which gives me 12-inch bubble of immune battle shock. Also, I can return my fallen Gitz unit, just half, but still works. As my battle line, I have 2 units of Stabas, which each of them has 6 Anathers, which give -1 to hit. Also, as a filler, I have Squeak Herd, just 5 guys. Then, as my shock cavalry, I have Grot Bounders. When they charge, they inflict mortal wounds. Also, now let's move to our support units. As support units, I'm bringing 1 unit of Sneaky Snufflers, which give them +1 attack. Also, I'm bringing Sport Splatter Fanatics, which also give my units of growth +1 attack characteristics. My loose cannon are Loon Smasher Fanatics, which can inflict lots of damage, and they hide in Gitz unit. As my endless spells now, Scarp's Scuttle, I never was able to pronounce it. Scarp's Scuttle Aran Cauldron, which enables my wizard to cast all spells from the spell lore and +1 to casting and unbinding. Also Malevolent Moon, it's a predatory endless spell, which gives penalty for casting for my opponent wizard. And Mork Mighty Mushroom, which I can place it on the map 6d6 from the wizard, and it has 8-inch bubble damaging every turn. As my HQ heroes, I'm bringing Wizard, Fungoid Cave Shaman, 4+ brings me command point and can know nasty spells. As my hero loose cannon, I'm bringing Loon Boss. Another hero is a Loon Boss, which will give me mortal wounds for my Gitz. And now, the one and only, the General, the Moon Whisperer, the most cunning and devious, the Master of Destruction, the King himself, Skagrott the Looking. He's great, he knows lots of nasty stuff, curses, +1 to cast and bind, and he can control my moon. He will be today my #1 hero.
So we're playing Battle for the past 2,000 points, fighting for 4 objectives. If a player controls an objective in their own territory, they score 1 point. If on neutral territory is 2 points. And if the player controls the objective in their opponent's territory, they score 4 points. We play in Ghyran, and the realm feature is that units cannot run unless they can fly. That's why I put my Grots squeaks up front, because they count as flying units, so I'm planning to run for the neutral objectives. I put Loon King and Cave Shaman up front. Usually I don't do that because they're supporting heroes, but all my build is based on buffing my spells and unbinds and debuffing Yuri's spells, giving him -1, -2 to cast. I'm hoping to deny his spells. Behind you can see 2 units of Grots of 40, and in the middle, Mangler, Loon Boss on Mangler Squeak. On Yuri's side, there are 30 Dryads up front. Behind is Alarielle, Dryka and Kurnos Hunters are in reserve, and Spirit of Durtu is hiding in Yuri's forest.
Battle round #1, top of turn 1. Yuri gave me the first turn, so I will try to use it with maximum advantage in the feature that we cannot run it unless the unit can fly. So slowly and peacefully I'll go and try to grab the middle objectives, and I'll try to do some spells. So first spell is for my Loon King, and it will be Scrap Scuttle Iron Cauldron. It's so hard to pronounce. This will give me opportunity to cast +1 to casting, and I will know all the spell lores from the book. Also, I will do Malevolent Moon, which gives -1 to casting for my opponent, and also Mork's Mighty Mushroom that has an 8-inch bubble, which gives mortal wounds in the beginning of each battle round. I'm splitting my army in 2 ways. This part will move here, upper part will move there, and my Mangler will see, depending on the situation, he will move either right or left, and take it from there. So, end of my turn. What I did, I failed to cast Scrapple Cuttle Arna Cauldron, which gave me +1 to cast. Actually, I didn't fail, but Yuri unbounded. Then I failed to cast Malevolent Moon that gives -1 to casting for Yuri. I did manage to cast Mork Mighty Mushroom, didn't do any damage, but still it will be there whole game unless it will be unbound. I moved all my guys here, my bounders, they can run because everything that counts as air unit, flying unit can run. I grabbed 2 objectives here and here. I did some shooting with my general. I shot Yuri's general for 1 wound, and now he's cursed, and after each battle round he will get 1 damage. Okay, so now it's my turn. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cast some magic. I've got 4 different spells to cast. I'll try to do some damage with my spell, Alarielle's spell, Metamorphosis. I'll try to kill the general through the spell portal. And I've got 2 units that are sitting in reserve, a unit of Recurrent Hunters and Drycha, which I'm gonna bring this round. We try to take the point, so we'll get back soon. Okay, so for my turn, I didn't do much. What I did, I dispel his Mighty Mushroom. Unfortunately, I couldn't cast the Wildwood spell. Actually, I cast it, but Levan unbound, so I couldn't bring my reserves. With Alarielle's spear, I only was able to do 1 damage to the Cave Shaman. I also summoned a unit of 3 Current Hunters with swords. This is the ability, Alarielle's ability. Once per game, she can summon a unit. So I score 1 point this turn, and we move to the roll priority and see who goes next. But before we do that, Levan will roll for the moon. And the moon goes to that side, close to Alarielle. And now we're rolling for priority. So for priority, Yuri rolled 6. And my priority goes for 4, so Yuri, you choose who goes next. I'll take the next turn. Okay, so my hero phase, this time, hopefully I'm able to cast a Wildwood and bring my reserves down. I need to start taking the objective, so I'll try to cast wood somewhere here, and then I will need the long charge with my Dryad. So that would be the priority, and also I'll try to deal some damage using the Metamorphosis spell of Alarielle. We'll get back. I had a pretty successful turn. What I was able to do, I was able to kill Levan's Looking, and I did that through Metamorphosis and Drycha's colony of Flitter Furies. However, I failed the charge rolls with my Current Hunters. I needed 9, and I failed the charge with my Dryads that I needed at least, I think, 10. However, I was able to get this objective, so I end this turn with 3 points. And now it's bottom of turn 2. King is dead. All hail the king. Yuri, actually, if King is dead, she wanted to kill him, so she can go now.
For the battle report's sake, we can continue.
Okay, only for its sake. So now the moon is above this quadrant, so I'll be able to do 1 damage to Yuri's unit. Second, on my hero phase, I will roll for additional command point if it works or not. Then I will cast again a super big mushroom and will try to do some damage here. Also, I will try to use a Hand of Gork for my Sneaky Snufflers to support my Grots. I will move everything here and move forward with an attack. And I will release the Fanatics. And depending on my charge, I will move my Mangler here. And depending on how well my charges go, I will then charge with my Mangler and see where is the best place to attack. End of my hero shooting charge phase, so we're moving to combat phase. So I'll quickly summarize what I have done during this time. My moon killed 1 unit of Yuri's Skagrotts. Also, I tried to summon again super big mushroom, but it was unbound. But my bad moon, not bad moon, but malevolent move worked. It did some damage to Drycar, 3 damage actually, 1 damage to Dryads and 1 damage to his general. And now his general has -2 to cast. Also, I moved every guy 5 inches, reminding you that we cannot run in this realm with the feature. So I think I'm regaining control of the objective again. As I told you, that I was planning to charge and release Fanatics, but now I'm thinking that I won't. I will just stay back a little bit. And I just charge with my Mangler, Yuri's Dryka, and now we will see how this combat goes. Big battle between Mangler and Dryka. My activation, because it's my turn. I use my command point for ability Bite the Moon, which give me +1 to my wound rolls. Also, his ability, I can eat mushroom, and I will reroll my attacks for my Moonkata with my boss. And finally, when I charge, I have +1 to hit rolls for my bows and chains. So let's start. Moonkata, 3+, 4+. I can reroll because of the mushroom. All go through, and on force, I wound. 2 go through. Oh, and I roll, can I wound? Oh, that's good. No, okay, didn't work. So still 2 go through, and no rend.
3+ to save. 1 goes through.
1 goes through. Okay, now my next attack is Huge Fangs filled with gobs. He's at full health, so I will have 4 attacks hitting on 3s. And 3 went through. 4 wounds on 3 pluses. I can reroll. Oh, no, I have +1, right? Oh, yeah. So 2 went through with -1 rend. It's D6 damage each, so it's very important attack for me.
So 4+ for me?
Oof.
No.
2 D6. That will be bang, bang. 7 damage to Dryka, and she's gone.
She's gone. Dryka is dead.
My turn and our battle round. Number 2. I killed Dryka from the first attack. I hope I get next turn. Yeah, that's it. I'm rolling for the moon, and we'll see where it goes. So it goes dead center, and now what it means that it covers all board. Yuri will have -1 to cast. I'll have +1, and other buffs that I will describe later. Also, and now we're rolling for priority. Who goes first? And I'm winning priority. Now it's my double turn. Battle round number 3. I got the double turn. Now I'm just moving to, I think, all-out attack. Nothing else to do. I will move my Grots in front, attack Yuri's unit. Also, my Mangler, again, I will move him somewhere in the middle, and depending on the charges, we'll decide either attack, what's their name?
Right.
Sorry?
Dryads?
Either attack Dryads or attack Yuri's heavy hitting guys. Also, I will try to, again, do the mushroom because it's just super cool. Since the moon is above us, I can now all over the board, I can choose the unit and do this 3 damage if I roll a number of models in that unit or less. So I finished my charge phase. It's time for all-in attack and revenge for my Looking. What happened here, I released my fanatics. They charge Drakas. All fanatics fight on the start of the combat phase. Then my Gitz charged. My Mangler charged same unit. My Gitz here charged Yuri's Current Hunters. And my fanatics charged Current Hunters. When they charge, basically woods are not very friendly, so when they entered the woods, 3 of my Gitz died, and also Durtu starts stomping, and during the stomp they're a little bit disoriented, so this unit will fight last. However, I gave this unit command ability from my Loon Boss that every 6, my 6 on wound roll will give a mortal wound. My Spore Fanatics start combat phase. They have these 3 attacks. So 4 of them will attack Yuri's Current Hunters, and 1 will attack Spirit of Durtu. So I have, so it's 9 attacks against Yuri's Current Hunters. 3 plus. Reroll that one. Well, basically 8 hits. Now I'm rolling 2 wound, it's force. -1 rend, and damage would be D3.
Okay. Given that they have entangled and they're in cover, they're 3 plus now rerollable. So 4 plus rerollable. And plus, I'm good.
He's good. And now these 3 attacks for attacking his Durtu. 1 attack on 2 plus, 4 plus, -1 rend to Durtu.
He's good?
He's good. Now I have a combat phase. Another unit of fanatics. Now the hard-hitting guys. So they will have these 6 attacks, and they will attack Yuri's Dryads. 5, 10, 16 attacks. So they're hitting on 4s and 2 3s. 4s, 8 hits. Wounding on 3s. 5 wounds with -2 rend.
So 6s, 4 go through.
Each is D3 damage. 12 damage. And now I can activate again because it was just a beginning of combat phase, and fanatics attack in the beginning. Mangler goes with Moonkata, hitting on 3s, wounding on 4s. 3s, 2 went through, and 4s are wounding. 2 wounds, no rend.
4 up. 1 goes through.
And 1 damage. Huge Fang Field Gobs. 3s, and wounding on 3s. 3 went through, and 3 wounds with -1 rend, D6 damage if they won't go through.
6s, goes through.
2 D6 damage, and it's 7 damage to your Dryads. Gains 7 attacks, hitting on 3s, but since I charge, I have +1 to hit, so 2s. 6 went through, 3 plus 2 wound. 4 wounds with -2 rend, D3 damage each.
6s, 3 goes through.
3 D3 damage.
7.
7 more damage.
So 14.
And the final attack with Grots bashing 6. Force. And force again. 1 with no rend and 1 damage.
Force. No, 1 more is dead. 1 more is dead.
And now it's Yuri's turn to choose.
So 8 dice. Current hunters, given that they're surrounded by netters, they're -1 to hit. So the leader is hitting on 3s. The rest of the guys are hitting at 4s. And 3s. 6 is a mortal wound in addition, so 2 mortal wounds and -2. I don't think, do they have save?
I don't think they have enough save. They're at 6+. No.
Yeah, so it's 8, 10 in total.
10 damage.
Yes.
Piling around Yuri's general. I have 2 Netters attacking him and 12 Stabbers. Let's start with Netters. Netters have 3 attacks each, so 6 attacks. 4+, rerolling 1 because of the moon, and wounding on 3s. And wounding on 3s. 2 wounds, no rend.
1 goes through, down to 2.
Stabbers on 4s. 5 hits, wounding on 2s. 5 wounds, no rend.
She's gone. 5+ to save. She's gone. Okay, so next activation is Spirit of Dorthu. The Great Sword gonna target the Grots. The Massive Impaling Talons gonna target the Fanatics. So with the Great Sword, he's -1 to hit because he's close to the Nether, so he's hitting on force. And he's wounding on 3s. So you get 18 damage. Impaling Talons hits on 3s. Yeah, -1, so on 4s. And wounds on 2s. So just 1 damage.
Rend?
-2.
Oh,
Here.
2 damage?
1.
19 of my Grots just perished. And who is left will attack Cornus Hunters. They have additional damage because they were close to Spore Fanatics and they just breathed their air and were very excited. So let's start. I don't think I'll have any bonuses to hit now because I don't have quantity. So let's start with the Netters. 4 attacks, which are hitting on 4s and wounding on 5. Every 6 to wound is a mortal wound. 6 went through, so 5 pluses. Nothing. And now I'll have, with the spears, I'll have 12 attacks, hitting on 4s and wounding on 4s. Okay, that's average. 2 went through, no rend.
3+ rerollable. They're good.
Okay, no damage. And that concludes our combat phase. And Yuri takes bottom of turn or battle round number 3. Turn number 3, battle round number 3. So we had lots of blood was spilled. I was able to do exactly amount of damage to kill all Dryads and Yuri's general with my Mongler, Fanatics, and Gitz. On the other hand, Yuri completely demolished my flank on the left. I still use my final command point to keep them on the field and not run away because I want to stop Yuri from attacking and getting my objectives. And at least if I can stop him for 1 turn, that would be good. That's it.
Okay, so I'm behind points. Levan currently has 15 points. I have 4. I need to quickly start, gathering the points. I've got an idea in mind. Specifically, I need to get his objective on the back. And Alarielle, with her Metamorphosis spell, if she kills the mortal, she can get the Wildwood on that mortal's place. So this will help me with the teleporting. That's the plan. And she finally has to get into the combat and start cleaning stuff here. So let's see. Let's start with the casting phase, hero phase, and then we'll come back. Go as I expected. My Metamorphosis couldn't kill the Loom boss. It left him with 1 wound. If it were to kill the Loom boss, I could put a tree there. I could teleport my Coronet Hunters and then potentially take that objective, but it didn't work. What I was able to do, I decided to move my Alarielle forward and I charged the Mangler. I gave her reroll wound rolls of 1 for all the Sylvaneth unit wholly within 14. So I'm gonna activate her first and go here. The first attack will go Talon of Dwellings, 4 attacks, 3s and 4s, so 6s deal D3 mortal wounds. And 4s, 2, no rend, 1 damage. 4 pluses, 1 went through. How many damage? 1. 2 damage. He's -1 to hit. Go ahead. Okay. So now it's 5 attacks. He's -1 to hit because of the artifact. So 5s. Only 1, followed by 4s, but I can reroll 1 because of the glade. No. So 1 -2. 6. No, went through. 5 damage. 5 damage. And my attack ends here. I'm hitting with my Gitz, Yuri's Coronet Hunters. Not many left. So I started with my netters. I had 2 netters hitting. 3 netters, sorry, hitting. And I rolled 6 hits and wounding on 5s. 3 wounds. So 3 up, rerollable. Rerollable. So 1 goes through. 1 damage. Hitting on 4s. Wounding on 4s. Nothing. And Yuri's activation. Yuri's Coronet Hunter destroyed my Grots, not many left, so was easy. Now my Mangler, he's in his worst position right now, reminding you that Mangler, he's at best when he's at full health or at minimum health, and at worst when he's in minimum, in the middle. So let's see what he can do to Alarielle. So 5 attacks with his Moonkata, hitting on 3s, 3 went through, and wounding on 4s. Again cocked, 2 wounds, no rend. So 3 plus, 1 goes through. 1 damage. Now, Huge Fang Field Gobos 4 attacks, but now hitting on 5 plus instead of 3. 1 hit and wounding on 3. No. And now Balls and Chains, just 5 attacks instead of 7. Hitting on 3s. 2 went through. Wounding on 3s. 1 -2 rend. 5 up? No. D3. 1 damage. Yeah. And final attacks, just small guys on a Mangler with their sticks. So 4s, 1, and 4s again, nothing. So total, I did 2 damage to Alarielle, right? Yeah. And it concludes our combat phase. So we have concluded the turn 3. I was able to charge with Alarielle. I bracketed Mangler. I killed a couple of Grots here. However, I was able to score only 1 point, which now the total score is 15 in favor of Levan, 15-5. And we've counted, and then we realized if I were to lose the turn now, that I won't be able to catch up with points. So we decided to roll for the turn and see If it's Levant turn next, then we're gonna call it a game. However, if it's my turn, then I've got a slim chance to turn this game around. So you want to roll for the priority roll? So I've got 5.
And I got 6.
And he's got 6.
Wait a moment.
Excellent. So we'll call it a game. Great game. Congratulations.
Great game.
And we'll move to the post-game discussion now.
Yes.
So after battle round 3, we decided to call it a game. I wasn't able to keep up with the points. What are your thoughts?
Oh, definitely fun game. Lots of stuff happened. The battle plan was set that we were very far away from each other, and that enabled us to try to use as much magic as possible before we get together. And also real feature was that we couldn't run unless we were flying units, which actually helped me more than helped you, because I had squeaks, which count as a flying unit.
Yeah.
And I was able to get objectives right away. Really fun game. So we were shooting magic back and forth. My whole build against you, Yuri, was to counter your magic. So what I did, I put my 2 flimsy heroes in front just to outcast you, because my general has +1 to cast and unbind. Also, I have a moon that gives you -1 to cast, and I put it right on your territory. Yeah. Also, I have this endless spell kettle that gives me +1 to unbind. Yeah. Also, I used the malevolent mood that gives you -1 to spell. So all my idea was to block your casting, and if you can't do woods, then you can't move forward.
Exactly. Yeah.
But you outcasted me to the ground. I couldn't do anything, and there was your time to shine.
Yeah.
But it falls to narrative, because as soon as the moon came to the middle of the battlefield, everything changed, and everything I was doing worked very well.
Yeah.
And every unit performed as I wanted, and your stopped performing and didn't do well.
Exactly. Yeah.
If we continue 5 rounds, I don't know how we would kill each other. Maybe it would be like a couple of models in the end left standing, and I don't know from which side. But since I think I'm a horde army, I will have an advantage holding the objectives and having the victory points.
Yeah. Actually, good point. After battle round 2, I thought I was controlling the game, especially after killing you.
I was like, it was like,
I know.
my king.
But you played really well. You tied up my bigger guys like Kurnoth Hunters. They couldn't move for 2 turns. The Durthu was in the game. Alarielle, she was unlucky with the spell. I had a small chance over there if I were to kill the hero, and I only left you with one remaining wound. But overall, I think it's they're the similar tier army, if you know what I mean. They're not the most competitive considering the meta.
Yes.
But they're fun to play.
Absolutely, 100%.
This army, especially Grots, they have character, and this masterpiece, Alarielle. Yeah, she definitely wins the beauty contest. So this is one list that I have. I like bringing Alarielle. I have a separate list where I bring 24 Kurnoth Hunters with a Winter Leaf. This is more competitive list, so I may bring it for our future battle reports to see how they works. But definitely great game, and
leave a comment what you like, what you didn't like, any suggestions. Everything will be appreciated. Also, click like, subscribe. Everything helps.
Yeah, and stay safe, and stay tuned for our future battle reports.